Hey, good morning, Capsuleers, and welcome to From Rocks to Riches, Episode 5. So, as the title says, I suffered a loss this week for the first time. So, it did set me back a little bit. Like, right now, it's the end of our fifth week. So, my net worth is 277 millions. 211 millions of which is liquid ISK. So, I'm saving everything I can to buy an Exumer ASAP. I still have 120 plex. We'll see why later down the line in this video. I have nothing in the market, no buy, no sell order, so that's this. And my assets are valued at 60, almost 63 millions right now. So for skill points, I have almost 4.5 million skill points, with still a million unallocated. So I did use some of my unallocated skill points to speed things along this week, as I really thought I would buy my Zoomer like this Sunday, but I didn't. And I still theoretically have another million skill points in bank, as I've never used a recruiting code yet. So mining ledger. Well, I mined 45 millions worth of asteroid ore. That was all solo mining, basically. I did mine almost 30 millions of moon goo. That was with Corp Fleet. I mined some ice, but it's barely worth mentioning, and no gas this week. So here's the weekly asset graph. So as you see, it's a downward curve a bit, but it's logical with the loss of the barge. And here's the global. I mean, yes, I did have a setback a bit, but it's still a nice upwards climbing curve. It's not exponential yet, but I'm still pretty satisfied with it. All in all. So skills completed. Well, that's what I needed to fly Exumer. So I got mining barge out of the way. Spaceship command for the Exumer, and then I capped astrogeology for the yield bonuses. And I started training. Well, I trained Exumer's one on Sunday night. So I did use a few skill points there to speed things along, because both those five level 5 skills were pretty long. So this week's activities, well, of course, elephant in the room. I did lose a retriever to a suicide gank. We'll see more about that later. I did some more solo mining than usual, as there wasn't a lot of corp fleets this week. I started doing some BPO research. Like, I haven't skilled into this really. I'm just, I don't I have one slot, so it's gonna go slow. But probably next week or the one after, I'll start training some science skills, just to slowly build a blueprint library. Of course, this week I really thought more about the future of the series, like I hinted that last week, and I started planning this in greater detail right now. So I decided that I would announce that on episode 9, which will be May 13th, the day before FanFest starts. So I figured, if CCP can make big announcements that week, well, so can I guess. So Corp buyback, I sold for like 67 millions. I did set 20% of this aside, so 13 millions, but not to buy Plex. I stopped buying Plex because, well, you guys are probably aware there's a huge sale on the NES store, like some kind of FOMO sale, which wasn't supposed to happen anymore. But anyway, so Plex did skyrocket. So I was like, yeah, nah, wait till it goes down. Hopefully, we'll go down at some point. But yeah, just pause that, and I will use that banked up money to fund the project instead. So what's next? Well, of course, I'll buy my Exumer next week if all goes well. I mean, let's hope so. I'm not too far financially. I'm not too far to be able to buy it. And yeah, as I said before, I will stop setting aside money for Plex, but I will set aside some X for the project I'm working on instead. So I'm not sure about the percentages or how I'll do that, but yeah, eventually I'll have a little bank for this project that I'm going to be announcing in a month. All right, so now let's do the autopsy of my poor retriever. So I could have used ZKL or the in-game kill mail, but I wanted to use KillSync, and that's a tool I use more and more and more. Like it's actually growing right now, and the dev is adding a lot of nice features. So I thought I would feature his website while I'm at it. So I lost it in Aster, which is a neighboring system from Heck. It's a 0.9, so it was technically like safe-ish to solo mine, but you're never safe anywhere in Eve. So yeah, total value was almost 60 million, so that's a hit, but I'll recover for that for sure. But only 2.5 million drops. So, if we go here, like what did drop? So yeah, my micro warp drive, my mining laser upgrades, two drones, like that are worth like 5k each, and ice harvesting drone that I found abandoned in the belt, and some Veldspar. So like this skill was not well, they didn't come they didn't come ISK positive for that. They just wanted to gank a miner, I guess. So it was seven, what is, yeah, seven catalyst. So that's about how much it takes to down a barge that's not tank fit. So yes, my fittings sucked. It was more about yield, and that's it. It's somewhat my fault, and I wasn't AFK. I wasn't even semi AFK, but I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't too stressed. I didn't have like local open and everything. I was just mining absent-mindedly. Like watching Netflix, I guess, and yep. So it did happen. So yeah, even if you're not a high value for a gang, there's still people out there who just like suicide catalysts and lose ISK, but they just want to kill miners. So well, don't be like me and pay more attention when you mine. I guess that's the message for this week. So I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Fly safe, or well, at least safer than I did.